Hello everyone, welcome to today's video, and today we're gonna go over my top 20 Fire Emblem characters. Now, I'm a big fan of Fire Emblem, and I really wanted to make this video for a long time, and now I'm finally gonna make it. There will be spoilers in this video, so this is your spoiler alert, and with that out of the way, let's get started. Number 20 is Asura from Fates. Now, I really enjoyed her character. She's far from the best character, but don't think she's bad either. I like her storyline in Fates, the story she was given, and how she plays a part in the overall story. I also liked few of the musical numbers with her. I felt like that was a nice touch. I like her relationship with Corin. I really think this character worked well. I really like that she was born in the north, but was raised in Hushido. I really think it was great to set that up. Number 19 is Princess Hortensia. When I first start playing and using her character when that time come, I didn't like her at all. She felt like a spoiled brat, and she still feels like it, but I come to understand the character more, and although she will never be my favorite, she has earned her place here. She does care about her people, she cares about her sister, and she cares about her father. She also cares about her retainer. That is some good qualities right there. And her story, similar to Ivy but also different, works well in my opinion. There are a few things that could have made the character better, like maybe not have her be so much bratty, but besides from that point, I think the character works pretty well. Again, not the best character, not one of the top 10, but has earned her place as 19 through the fact that she is capable, and she is a good person. Number 18 is Sander from Fate. I really like this character, even though he's not my favorite character from Fate. I still feel like he earned a spot on this list. The thing I really dislike about him is the fact that he killed his little sister and still wanted to fight Corin. I've really seen no point for him to fight Corin after killing her. After all, she wanted to stop the fighting, and he going against her wishes. And that is why I cannot bring myself to add him higher on this list. But if I look away from that, he is a loyal brother, he is a loyal son, even the fact that his loyalty was misplaced in his father, he's still a loyal paladin of North, and that is something I really can appreciate. Very rarely shall we see this kind of loyalty from characters in media, or you do, but I feel like it's special, and that is why his loyalty, his love for his family has earned him and his honor a place at number 18. As number 17, Ryan. Ryan is very similar to Sander, but unlike Sander, Ryan isn't one for blind loyalty. And that is one of the things that I feel help his character, because it's setting to be a little more different than Sander. But he has a sense of honor, and he was incredibly angry when he thought Corin had betrayed them. That happened in both Conquest and Revelation. I'm sorry, I forgot a little bit what the name was there, but yes, in Conquest and Revelation, when he believed that Corin had betrayed them, he was incredibly angry at Corin, and that is understandable. But he was never one for blind rage. It happened in the end of Conquest because he thought Corin had killed his sister and brother, and that is what that led him to try and kill Corin. at the end of Conquest. Of course, he learned that Corin didn't, and that he also used a samurai's code and took his own life. I feel like that is some really strong courage right there, and that is why I like him more than Xander. Coming up as number 16 is Alfred. Now, some of you might wonder, why would I pick this character and add him here? He is a person that obsessed with getting muscle, and that is the only thing about him. But again, he's a good person. I think he's a capable leader, and as it's shown, he is a loyal friend. Put those things together and you have a great display of a great character. And the whole muscle thing that he's obsessed with gaining is due to his character, and he's not able to get those muscle. I have problem when training again muscle myself, so I can relate to him to that. But it's also the fact that he was sick as a child and almost died. That also put a bit more layer to his character. Again, his obsession with getting muscle is both good and annoying, but I feel like this character has gotten some more development than other in Engage, and that is one of the reasons why I like to add him as number 16. Coming up as number 15 is Tiki from Fire Emblem Awakening and some previous games. The reason why I end up putting her on the list is because I read little about the character, and knowing that she's so open more than just Awakening is one of the reasons why I add her to this list. I really like what I read about her. I feel like she's an incredible character. I'm not gonna say really much about her because again I haven't played the early game, but in Awakening I really like her character. I like she's this grown up dragon, and I feel like if the writer used to write, they could have used her as a mother figure for the two other Naga. I feel like a little disappointed that they didn't do that, but it doesn't help me from loving this character. For number 14 we have Yunaka. Now she is by far one of the funniest characters in Fire Emblem Engage. Not the funniest, some other has that title, but she ain't far behind them. I think the character is well written. Her mystery's past, the fact that she was an assassin. There's a lot about her that make me like her. She's also a pathological liar. So that's something, but that is to protect herself and her past. She doesn't want people to know about her past. The first thing was she was almost stealing an emblem ring until she heard the voice in it. There's a lot of things that make this character great. She did the right thing when she gave the emblem ring of the Dawn Maiden to Altair, the Divine Dragon. And as for the character herself, she is a good person, like I said about so many others. She has a good heart, but she has done some bad things in the past and she tried to make up for it. She doesn't want to bring her past up, but she definitely is choosing not to let her past be what defines her or what makes her her. I feel like the character has earned her place here. Number 13 is Fogado. Now, this is again one of the more funnier characters and a pretty cool and chill character. I like a lot about him. Again, I have a sense to like characters that often seems like good persons as long as they're not annoying. And I don't find this character annoying. I like how that even if he doesn't see it, he is pretty hard working when it comes to the best interest of his kingdom. He hasn't spent that much time with his sister and his mother, which I think is a bit of a flaw for him, but I think it could have been worse. He does care about both his mother and sister, and the fact that he was a bit deceiving towards the divine dragon in the beginning but told them the truth later also helped his character's case. There's a lot of good thing about this character that I could talk about. I like the fact that since he is a real fit to be a bow user. I also like a lot about his interaction with other characters, especially Ultras. Coming up as number 12 is Corin from Fate. I really like Corin because I feel like he or she is a really, naive character. And that is something I really like about that. They don't want to kill and they don't really want violence, but they do it when they have to. And I feel like that is some strong character right there. Because violence really never serves any real purpose other than cause more violence. And I feel like Corin is one of the characters knows that. All they want, he or she want, is that they want to end this war. That is, and have peace. And that is some really strong motivation. They're not above going to violence to achieve the goal, because we've seen them battling other characters in all three fates. But again, Fire Emblem Fate is a war game, or Fire Emblem is a war game in general, so it's not really that surprising. But seeing Corin taking down Ganon or Anarchos, or whatever that name was, is really satisfying. I also feel that throughout the story that Corin grows out the story. She or he feel hardship, they feel love, and that is one of the many reasons I can add them to this list. Coming up as number 11 is Robin from Fire Emblem Awakening. I really like Robin as a character. The two things I often feel about him is, one, he is loyal, or two, he's a real tactician. The fact that he's so loyal to Chrom is one of the things that I really love. And the fact that he also is pretty good tactician is show how much valuable he is to him. Of course, I know that Chrom would not toss him away even if he wasn't a good tactician, but I really help to feel that the fact that he is something that I think Chrom like most about him. His tactician or his tactic is what lead to that getting a few casualties as possible, and that is really good for both of them. One thing that I really feel about this character is that he's destined to grow to become Grimma, and we understand why Luciana wants to kill him. But the fact is simple. Even though Luciana wants to kill him, he doesn't bring himself to hate her. He understands her, and that takes real maturity to admit. Coming up as number 10 is Timera from Engage. Now again, yet another funny character. Great story with her. I think she earned a bit of a higher spot than her brother, as you can see since I added her as number 11. But she is really similar to her brother, and her singing is one of the funnier things about her, and she actually does have a pretty good singing voice. Some of you might find that annoying, but I find it a bit funny, and as I said, it would be worse if she didn't have a good singing voice. Her singing voice is one of the reasons I added her this high. And she's also a bit of a badass. She often goes on patrol hunting bandits by herself. Not always. She sometimes takes along her retainers and sometimes even the divine dragon. But she also does care about her family, her friends, and her queendom. I know I said kingdom with Fogado, but it's a queendom they live in. So just to rectify that, all of those put together makes her a really likable character. Again, I understand why some think her singing is annoying, but I don't. I pretty much like it. I like her interaction with so many. She's also a meat lover, and to be honest, I'm a meat lover, so I have to like that about her. Coming up as number 9 is the Vine Dragon Olera. Now, she is a really great character, and I think she has earned her spot on this list as number 9. I still feel like there are at least 2 characters that are better than her, because again, she is a naive character, but I don't think she's bad character. I like her interaction with all of her subordinates. I like her interaction with her stewards. Again, she's naive, but that comes to how nice of a person she is, and that she used to be a villain. She is the daughter of the fall dragon, and when that's done, that is a big revelation. And she also is a forgiving character when she forgave her little sister, knowing that she was suffering with another persona that her father had created. So she is a forgiving person. That also helped her case. The only thing I feel like is that she can be a little bit boring sometimes, but that is such a small problem to an overall great character. Coming up as number 8 is Prince Diamant. Now, he is by far the biggest bad ass in Engage, and that in itself earned her a high place on this list. But it's more to him than just being a badass. He wants to change his country's way and turn it into a better place. Someone that gets along with the other countries. He knows it's not gonna be easy. His kingdom is the kingdom of might, and sometimes people think that might makes right. So he's aware that it will be difficult, but he wants to honor his non-aggression path with Prince Alfred and his kingdom. He wants to end all the expansionists towards the Princess Ivy's kingdom, Alucia. So he already wants that, and he was heartbroken when his father died, just like his brother. So again, he cares about his family. That is a common thing in almost all the games that I've seen of Fire Emblem, that the characters cares about their families. I'm gonna mention that probably for most of the characters in Engage. But as I said, he cares about his family, and he's a really great older brother to old Chris. And he is a good leader to those who follow him. He knows how to inspire people. All of that put together makes him a great leader, a great character, and a good person. If we had politicians that came in the real world, then I think a lot of things could have changed here in the real world. Coming up as number 7 is Princess Ivy. Now, she is by far my favorite character in Engage, and that because her story is that she started out as a daughter loyal to her father and her kingdom, but also in the same time rebelling a little bit with worshipping the divine dragon instead of the fall dragon. That's already set up a great thing. She's a bit similar to her little sister Hostestia, but also much different. She's far more mature. She's a grown woman. She actually noticed the problem and once she did, she left much sooner than her little sister did, so I can give her a little bit of credit for that. She's also a great fighter when it comes to using her magic. She has great chemistry with her fellow characters, her fellow teammates. Even though she doesn't have the best retainers, she's still quite loyal to them. I like a lot about her character. She is one of the best characters in the game. But I'm not saying she is the best character in the game. Starting out as a villain, then redeeming yourself and becoming a hero is always a great story when it's done right. And coming up as number 6 is Violet. Now, I didn't add Violet last time I made that top 10 Fire Emblem characters list, and that was a mistake because I forgot all about that character, mostly because I focused on Elgard, Dimitri and Claude from Three Houses, and almost forgot they had a mentor in Violet. So that was a bit of a mistake, but Violet is by far one of the 5 best characters from Three Houses. I'm not making the same mistake twice. He's a great professor, he's a great mentor to his student, and he do care about them. When he loses his father, that was a real tragic moment, and I'm glad that he did come to a sense that he was able to avenge his father's death. And when you also add in Three Hopes, I know a lot of people doesn't like that game and doesn't want to talk about it, but I think that him or her in that game also is really great. So he has really great development in both games, depending on the path you choose. I think the character is one of the best. Coming up as number 5 is Claude from Three Houses. I really like Claude from Three Houses, even though he is not my favorite of them. I really like him. I really like that, much like Corin, he's a real tactician, the master tactician, and that is something I really like about his character. He's a real tactician, but he's also a real friend. He's not a person that is willing to throw people's lives away. He's really value his friends, and that is something I really like about him. Another thing is that he is also a little of a goofy character, and that is something I also really like, that he's the fun character. Of course, I feel like all the characters are fun, but you understand what I'm meaning. Please say you do. I understand that he's willing to try and better the relationship between the Amarian and the people of Fodlan, and that is something I really want to see. I really hope that Three Houses get a sequel, that we see maybe him succeed or something. I don't know. I'm just saying what I hope will happen. One other thing that made Claude fall it out for me is that, again, I'm not so keen on both characters. I know it's a small reason to not add him higher, but I'm just not that into bows. I like them, but I like more close combat character, and that is more of the reason why I add Cloud as number 5. But then other things I made sure that Cloud kept his spot as number 5 is his extra development in Three Hopes. I know it's a complete different game from Three Houses, that it's a spin-off and a different type of story, but again, I think Three Hopes did its work really well when developing Cloud. He kept his belief and his character from the previous Three Houses, and they added in more stuff that helped the character grow even more, and that is why he earned this place as number 5. He got extra development. Coming up as number 4 is Dimitri from Three Houses. I really like Dimitri as a character. He's a real badass, and that is one of the things I love about him. He's also a pretty decent character. He's a prince, but behind his smile and his demeanor, he is a dark person. He's not exactly evil, but he has a lot of darkness in him, and that is something I can relate to. We also learn that he some extent hates himself after all of the things he's done throughout the war with Eldgard, and that is something I really can understand. He's done some horrible thing after the war started, and he's really haunted about it. He's also haunted about his past after what happened to him in the past, and again, that is also something I can understand. Again, I liked his character, I liked the darkness within him, and I think he earned his plus as number 4. And just like Claude, he got some new development in Fire Emblem Three Hopes, and his development there was much better than it was in Three Houses. I know you're gonna disagree with me on this part, but I think it was better. And since I think it was better, and plusing på his story in Three Houses, I think it did deserve his plots as number 4 on this list. Coming up as number 3 is Chrome from Fire Emblem Awakening. Now, he is one of the best characters in Fire Emblem, in my opinion. I like his fighting style, I like that he's a prince, and I like his loyalty to his people. All of those things that I really feel really good about the character, especially a character of noble blood. I really like that he's loving brother, he loves his big sister, and he loves his little sister. Also, when his big sister died, we really see that really affected him. And Ira is not evil. I feel like he often have the potential to be evil. He has the option to go for revenge, but he does not do it. He only going after the Mad King. Maybe there's a little bit of revenge, but mostly to protect his own people, and that is something I really can understand. He don't want to kill people, but if they are a threat to his kingdom, that he will do it, and that is what's earned his place as number 3. Coming up as number 2 is Edelgard from Fire Emblem Three Houses. I really love Edelgard as a character because even though she is a villain, you don't really feel like she is sometimes. And the thing is that when you learn her backstory, you kinda sympathize with her and understand her. And she's not completely in the wrong. She thinks that the nobility system is wrong, that people shouldn't be judged by their crest or lack of crest, and I completely understand that. Just because some other people have crest and some of them don't, doesn't mean that they are anything less. And Elga knows that as well. And that is one of the reasons she set out for her crusade. And when you think about it, her hatred for Rhea is a bit understandable as well. For I feel like Rhea is a bit of a dictator. I feel that Elga can see that as well. She wants to unite Poland, and I feel like the only reason Rhea split up Poland was because they should not be able to overthrow her. And Edelgard wants to overthrow the church, not because she wants any evil intention, but because she wants what's best for Poland. And that is one of the many reasons why I add her as number 2. And like the previous 2 characters, Claude and Dimitri, Edelgard in Three Hopes has great development there too. I is the reason why I didn't change the last three characters. I still think Chrome is better than Dimitri and Claude, but as for Edelgard, I still think she sits at the top of them. Coming up as number one is the time-traveling Luciana herself. I really is a fan of this character. She is the best Fire Emblem character in my opinion. Some of you may say there are others, but in my opinion, Luciana is the best. I really like her character. I like her story. She is traveling from the future in order to save her father and the world, and that is really understandable. She is ready to kill Robin, even if Robin is her mother or not. If her mother, then it would be more emotional. But the fact that she let Chrome talk her out of it is something I can really feel her character has grown. I like most of her conversation with other characters, especially her sister, whoever that is, because I can't help laughing a bit then. I really think that she is a great character. I think that her in this game has been one of the best thing about Fire Emblem, and I actually hope that Awakening get a sequel. I know it probably won't, but I want to see a sequel with Luciana as the main character. I know, it probably won't happen. I'm just hoping. And that is one of the many reasons he's coming up as number one. And that's it for this video. Do you agree with me? Do you disagree with me? Let me know in the comment section down below. And like, share, subscribe. I'll see you guys next time.